On the face of it, there isn't much to link Scotland and France as Rugby Nations. Point 1 is a country with 2 professional teams and no championship title for 20 years. The other is home to the wealthiest league in the world and winners of 3 Grand Slams since their opponents last drank from the trophy. But dig a little deeper and you find the Six Nations rivals share more than you might think. Okay, so this isn't the glorious white-knuckle rugby, attack from anywhere France of yesteryear, but the French game remains synonymous with adventure and daring. France has given the sport some of its most riveting attackers and biggest, hardest characters. Serge Blanco, Philippe Sella, Jean-Pierre Rives, Sebastian Chabel, these blokes were box office. Under Vern Cotter, then Gregor Townsend, Scotland have harnessed that elan, playing at breathless pace, running from deep, flooding channels with supporting players and delivering all-star offloads. This French lot are more about brawn than brain with their gigantic pack, but might Jacques Brunel's new look, youthful back line engender some more entertaining fare on Saturday. Scotland can't match the French beef, but you can bet they'll bring plenty of joie de vivre to Paris. Townsend is one of a handful of his generation to play in each of the world's top leagues. That globe-trotting career gave him a wealth of experience and helped him harvest a range of ideas for the coaching voyage that came next. The Scotland head coach tells some riotous tales from his days in France, where he spent 5 seasons between Brive, Castors, and Montpellier, and his sharpest of rugby brains was keenly appreciated. Our coach at Brive was Laurent Sain, and he was pushing the forwards against the wall and the experienced ones were pushing him back, and it was head on head and shirts ripped in blood. I was sitting there thinking, right, that's what the forwards do, fair enough. Before our next home game, Sain talks to myself and my partner in the center and says, today, you are forwards. He shouts for both of us to get on the floor and for our Pat to run over the top of us, so we knew what it felt like to be at the bottom of a ruck. This was minutes before we played a game that I was lying there, not knowing whether to laugh or cry. Scotland, of course, last won in Paris in 1999. This is probably their best chance to do so since. They've won once in Dublin since the turn of the millennium, last beat Wales in Cardiff 17 years ago, and you have to go back to 1983 to find Scotland's last Calcutta Cup triumph south of the border. It is a sorry away record. France hold comparably bleak recent form on the road. Les Blues last won away from home against Italy in the 2017 championship. In 31 away tests since 2013, discounting the 2015 Rugby World Cup, they have won only 4. 2 of those victories came against the 8 Surrey, one on a summer tour of Argentina, and the other at Mayfield. There's something wonderfully French about the way Finn Russell plays his rugby. Utterly carefree, completely self-assured, a strutting rapscallion with a phenomenal skill set. Mistakes? Sure, he makes them. And yes, they can be maddening. Do they dent his confidence? Not one bit. Russell himself is flying in France, reveling in his role as superstar recruit for Racing 92. Already, His highlights reel for the Parisians is spectacular, and his bank balance will be pretty enviable too. He was involved in each of Scotland's 5 tries against Italy on the opening weekend and laid on Sam Johnson's stunning counter-attack score against Ireland with an interception and a magnificent, nonchalant offload from the ground. But playing in France has its pitfalls too. While most of his international teammates rested during the fallow week, Russell Place scored a try and was concussed on duty for racing in their loss to Toulouse. And so Scotland are without their playmaker supreme on Saturday, a colossal blow.